Alright, I have a problem, people. I have a problem. I need to discuss this with you. Let's get this straight. We'll do it while we hunt for Sister of Parvos. I'm trying to spawn one that has an envoy with a toxin element on it. So I'm just gonna run in here with Atlas because that will give me toxin on my weapon. So here's the thing. I put out, like, this is important, people, okay? I put out a video showcasing the Tenet Tetra and the crazy things you can do with this thing's alt fire, which is that you fire off all 80 bullets in the magazine in one blast like this. Kaboom! And it does like stupid damage and it like wipes entire rooms. It's actually quite insane what it does. Because the range is like absolutely ridiculous. And the reason why the range is ridiculous is because this thing doesn't have fall off. Anything like at the edge of the explosion takes as much damage as anything at the epicenter of the explosion. Now, here's the thing about this weapon. Right? Immediately, like I saw in the comment section, people talking about like, oh, that's gonna get nerfed. Oh, that surely that is a bug. That's absolutely gonna get nerfed. They won't let that one stand. And all the talk about like DE being the fun police and whatnot. And I need you to understand something, that this is so fucking counterproductive. Like, it really is. Like, you know, the meme or whatever, like how people talk about like how DE doesn't listen to what the players say, and like here is the reality of it, okay? The problem is that DE does in fact listen to what people say. They absolutely do, and they change things based on what people say. Goddamn, more than any other developer I've ever seen. Do what, like, this is detrimental. This what we're talking about here is a self-fulfilling prophecy, okay? Need I do more than remind you of how universal medals don't work in Conclave now because one guy got upset about it and complained, and guess what DE did? They listened to the complaints and then they changed the thing based on the complaints and made everything worse for everyone, and now no one's happy. So let me explain this about the Tenet Tetra, okay? Okay? Do you want to kill this weapon? Because that's what you're doing. You are trying to turn this into a trash tier weapon by talking about effectively how it needs to be nerfed. You're saying that this is broken. You're saying that this is something that should be fixed. You are effectively saying that it needs to be nerfed. Okay? And here's what I'm gonna tell you. It does not need to be nerfed. Because the Tenet Tetra has two insane drawbacks. Drawback number one of the Tenet Tetra is, guess what? You are basically forced to run with primed sure-footed. Because this blast is so huge that you are gonna be caught in the blast wave, like, basically no matter where you stand. And unless you want to deal with self-stagger every 2 seconds or so, which most people probably don't, then you're forced into a pretty, like, just resource-intensive build. And, like, you can't even fit a primed sure-footed on any build or any Warframe. So you're gonna be, like, just, you know, sort of limited in who can use it. Number two, and the big one, is the absolutely oppressive ammo economy on this thing. Like, the fact that it empties the entire magazine on every shot means that you are, by necessity, you have to run with either vigilante supplies or primed ammo mutation. Try playing with the Tenet Tetra without using ammo mutation, and you will find that this thing runs out of ammo immediately. Absolutely immediately. And even with an ammo mutation, you are still constantly struggling with keeping your ammo reserves intact. And there we go. And you constantly have to pay attention to what your ammo like is at and whatnot. And what would happen if you removed or if you added like fall off to this thing is that suddenly you wouldn't be wiping entire rooms with it anymore. You would be wiping half a room with it. You would have to use 2 shots instead of 1 shot to wipe a room. And you know what that means? You know what that means, people? That means the weapon is dead. Because the reason why this weapon is viable is because you wipe the entire room with 1 shot. If you did not wipe the entire room with 1 shot, if you needed 2 shots to do it, then you would be constantly running out of ammo. That's the truth. You can't have the effectiveness, or like slice that in half of this weapon, and still have it be viable. So it might seem like it's overpowered and broken, but it's actually not. Damn it, I was too close to the exit when I entered the Granum Void, and then, you know, a candidate won't spawn. Sucks. Gotta do another attempt. So, it's actually not overpowered. It's kept in check by its ammo economy. So this whole thing about like, oh, this clearly can't have been intended, this must be a bug, this must be fixed and whatnot. No. No. This is what makes it work. If you take away the 0% fall off, the Tenet Tetra would not become a weapon that's sort of in line with what it needs to be. No, it would become bad. It would become a bad weapon. The 0% fall off is what makes it work. So please, I am begging you, stop trying to make DE nerf it. Stop asking for nerfs. That's what you're doing when you are saying that it needs to be fixed. When you're saying that this must be wrong, this must be broken, this can't be intended. You are making DE feel worried. You are making the developers feel like they fucked up and they have to like fix this. It is not DE being the fun police. It is you. You are ruining your own fun, okay? And the reason why you're doing that is because DE actually does listen to the community more than they should. They listen more than they should. Look no further than the fact that you now have to farm for galvanized mods in arbitrations. So now you have to farm for all the new stuff in 2 places instead of doing it in 1 place, because we still need to farm Steel Path for the new arcades. Now we also have to farm RBs for the galvanized mods. That is because of you. That is because the community asked for it and specifically requested that they be put in arbitrations, which is a goddamn terrible idea. But DE listened to what the community asked for, and they did that. Be careful what you wish for. I can't stress this enough. I am upset when I see these constant calls for nerfs. You don't like nerfs, stop asking for them. It's really that simple, people. If you don't want nerfs, stop asking for things to be nerfed. I know, crazy, right? Oh, come on. Damn. Wasn't paying attention, didn't get the full bonus. Sucks. I am now that I'm farming for all of these Tenet weapons, I am in the business of hunting for Granum crown decorations. I want to fill my entire orbiter with them. Oh, come on.
Brother, another candidate steps
Now, I don't expect to get the envoy on the first attempt. It's probably gonna take like 20 attempts or something, because it's a 1 in 8 chance on every attempt that I'll get the envoy for it. And here we go. Envoy. No. Oh well. I'll be here all night hunting away for that toxin envoy. I'll get it eventually. Look at this, I got 3 shots left before I'm out of ammo. This thing isn't as overpowered as you think it is, people. It's not. And I think, like, the thing that almost annoys me the most about this mentality or whatever, is that, like, the entire point of, like, the gun rebalancing and whatnot was that they wanted guns to be in line with melee weapons and be competitive. They wanted guns to also be able to sort of, like, wipe rooms and stuff and function as nukes, right? So that was the whole point. That was the whole point of the arsenal divide and the rebalance. So, and it's so disappointing then to see, like, oh, here we have a gun that can actually compete with melee weapons. It can, like, kill things. It can clear rooms, like, as fast as melee weapons can. And the reaction from the community is like, oh, that can't be intended. Oh, that's gotta be coded wrong. That's broken. That should be fixed. They're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is what we wanted. We wanted guns to feel as good as melee weapons, to feel as viable, to actually be competitive. So that, like, you can choose to just run guns instead of running melee, and it kill things as fast, as efficiently. And then you're asking for it to be fixed so it doesn't? So that guns go back to sucking, so that we're forced to only run melee if we want to clear high-level content? Like, stop! Oh my god, stop! Stop asking for nerfs! I don't get it. Why do you do this? No, here is the message that we should be sending to DE when it comes to weapons like the Tenet Tetra. The message that we should be sending is good! Good, great, well designed. It is doing what it was supposed to be doing. It is offering a viable alternative to melees. And in an interesting way, because it's a weapon that has limitations. It's got miserable ammo economy. It requires a lot of build around. And you still have to be pretty smart about what you're doing with it. If you're just firing off shots without aiming and just, you know, whatever, and not paying attention, you're gonna be running out of ammo immediately. So it's like, it's even more skill testing than just, you know, spamming your E button. It's great! It feels great to use, it feels powerful. I love it. I don't think it needs to be fixed. I don't think there's anything to fix. I think it's working exactly like it should be working. It's a weapon that feels good to use. That's what we wanted. We wanted guns that felt good to use. And we didn't want it to feel like a downgrade from melee weapons. It's fantastic. It's everything we ever asked for. That's the message we should be sending. Well done, well designed. More of this, please. Design even more stuff like this. It's great. Man. I'm just saying, like, just think about what you're saying. Think about what message you are sending. Because the reality is that they do listen. I know it's a meme of saying that, like, they don't listen to player input and stuff, but it's not true. They do listen. And if they listen to stuff like this, then the result is just gonna be that you made the game worse. And it's like, I know what the counter argument is gonna be. I know what people are gonna say. They're gonna say, like, Oh no, it's not that we're asking for nerfs, that's not it. It's just we're just predicting that this is gonna happen because we know that DE doesn't like outliers. They don't like to have like one weapon that just happens to be a million times more popular than anything else, so that's like the only thing that people pick. Right? I know that's what you're gonna say. But here's the thing. It's not gonna be one. It's like not everyone enjoys playing with like a big stupid kaboomy rocket launcher. Look at that, I just ran out of ammo. Because that's what this gun does. It runs out of ammo. Can't even use my big kaboom. It's not overpowered. Oh, now I can do one kaboom. Let's do it. Hehehehe. And it's like, if you look at outliers like the Kubanukor, right? The reason why that one has such a high pick rate compared to everything else is because it assists melee weapons. You use it to spread status effects. It does something that no other weapon can do as efficiently. If the Kubanukor was a primary weapon, it would be the most used primary weapon in the game, and that's not because it's like a good damaging thing. So it's like guns are so much more sort of varied than melee weapons are. You won't get outliers the same way if you're using damaging weapons, because it all comes down to playstyle. It doesn't matter if I'm using a blade and whip, or if I'm using a heavy blade, or if I'm using a Zaw or whatever. It's the same thing with all of them. I just spam E. There's no like difference in gameplay. That's not the thing with guns. A Tetra is gonna play a certain way. It becomes a certain gameplay. If I run with an Exeltra, the game is gonna feel different. If I run with the Astilla Prime, the game is gonna feel different. If I run with a Cedo, the game is gonna feel different. Because they play different ways, they do different things, and people are gonna pick favorites based on what they enjoy and what they think is fun to play with. So it's like even if the Tetra would be overpowered compared to everything else, which it isn't, but even if it would be, everyone still wouldn't pick it because not everyone enjoys playing with big grenade launchers. It's not everyone's preferred playstyle. People are just gonna gravitate toward other things. So it's like, it's not overpowered, but even if it was, who cares? It's fun, it feels good to use, it competes with melees. Just let it. Just let it. Alright, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's just like, Operator, be careful what you ask for, because they do listen. And they listen more than they should. What you should be saying is, good job, good design, more of this. What you shouldn't be saying is, oh, this needs to be fixed. This is clearly broken, this can't be intended. Just food for thought, just something to just, keep in the back of your head, alright? That's it for me, that's it for the video. Stay safe, people. I will see you again tomorrow for something completely different. Probably some build guides.